Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two Crazy Ketos. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday we sit down on the couch for Keto on the Couch. We just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time I dress up like a dinosaur wrangler, you'll be alerted to it. Hello and welcome. 3 Crazy Ketos. He's definitely carnivore.
What is wrong with you?
Lots of stuff. We've discussed this many times. It is actually National Reptile Day.
Is it really?
What better way?
Did you know that before or after you decided you were going to wear this?
After. I was like, yes, I totally nailed my costume for tonight.
Did you, by the way, see the nice thumbnail from the vlog that went up a little while ago?
I'm afraid. What was it? Because usually it's like, you picked the worst picture of me.
Oh, yeah. You really did not see it, did you?
I didn't.
I'm going to have to
Am I like yawning or
No, I'm going to
burping?
I'm going to have to pull
Oh
this.
my goodness. Are you serious? I have like a clay mask on my face.
Yeah.
Husbands.
Welcome to our Thursday live stream. The theme for tonight is ask us any questions you have about keto, beef, butter, bacon, and egg. Now we're going to do our normal, like whatever kind of goes, like that's what we're going to talk about. But if you have a question or anything you'd like us to answer, we'd be more than happy to answer it. Just remember that we are not doctors, nurses, or any type of health professional.
I'm actually holding an inflatable dinosaur. Don't trust me.
Any advice or opinions we give you is based on our own personal opinion, experiments that we've done on ourselves, and conversations we've had with other people who actually are
professionals.
Doctors. But remember, you only remember about 7 to 10% of what you hear the first time you hear it. So we could be told everything perfect from Dr. Barry, but I only remember about 10% of that.
So we have to hear it over and over.
Over and over and over and over again. So, but if you do have a question, try to put like @2crazyketos or #question. That'll help. Again, the stream kind of flashes by very quickly. So if you really want to get our attention, the best way to do it is using the super chat down below. Do want to say welcome. A special welcome to all of our Patreon members and our channel members. Thank you so much for supporting us here at Two Crazy Ketos. Before we get going, I wanted to remind everybody the Perfect Keto sale for Halloween / launch of these Malamo bars is still going on. Link is down below. No, we cannot eat them, but I do have one box of each flavor. So the link is down below. You get 25% off if you use that link, and the coupon code, I want to say it's Keto Candy 25, but it's all down below.
More importantly.
Oh, wait. A lot of people have been asking us about the ice chips. So there's a link down below for ice chips, and they allowed us to continue telling you guys about the coupon, which was only from the show. It gets you 10% off.
How long can we drag it out for?
Plus, you have free shipping. It goes until October 30th. And the coupon is Keto.
We purchased
links down below.
Every single flavor they had.
And Anthony's trying to open them, but we told him he's got to wait until after we can do a review, which is
wants all
next
of them.
month. He loves them.
He's big. Most importantly, we got this today from Target. $5, phase 10, because we got to play it camping. I have never played this card big game before we were camping. I was an Uno girl from way back. That was my game. But I have to say, this was flippin' fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We had a great time playing this.
And it takes a long time.
Steve, Holly, and Lynette. Hey, Beth.
Beth, thank you very much for the $5 or $10 super chat.
Rachel's costume.
Said for Rachel's costume.
Thanks, Beth. It's extensive, isn't it?
It is extensive. And she's now expanding into my closet. And we don't have a big house.
I don't have enough room for all my onesies.
Okay, so Sherry said, you guys rock. You have to be exhausted times a million, but yet you are good to keep us going. Have a BBE question. Ketorade that Dr. Barry Nisha made. Is it okay on BBBE? Okay, so if it's got, there is her super chat. If it's got stevia, Dr. Barry recommends doing the 30 days or 60 or 90, whatever you're doing without stevia to just give yourself a good cleanse. Believe me, I miss it.
We miss it bad.
But you know what? If I really figured that was going to be the hardest thing for me to give up was my electrolytes, like through Redmond, as well as my Zevia. And
the
I'm managing. So it's not too bad, but yeah, he recommends not having it. His exact words to me, Joe, you're an adult man and you can go 30 days without having any stevia.
Well, I didn't like that one bit.
Why?
Because I want to be able to drink what I want.
Yeah. Sherry also asked question number 2, thinking about, I need my electrolytes. What do you recommend? 3 things. The only 3 things. Now, I want to say this. Element is good. We actually just recently got a link for them, but I haven't yet put it down below because we were waiting to try all the flavors before we put our link out. I do like Element. The reason I like Relight more is because it's cheaper, number 1, and also doesn't have a couple of extra ingredients, is a little bit less sweet. I don't want that much extra stevia in there. And they also have another sweetener in there, which I prefer to not have just in my electrolytes. But it's not a bad electrolyte. The ones that we recommend the most are either using Relight. You can use the sticks. Or the capsules. The capsules are actually half the price.
That's what we're using right now throughout the entire challenge. Yeah. And I'm so thankful we've got them.
Yeah. So the capsules are actually half the price. We have a review video on the capsules. They had capsules a long time ago and I didn't like them. I never recommended them. I wouldn't promote them because I didn't have enough electrolytes in them for the price. Now they've reformulated everything. So it is half the price of actually using the sticks if you just get the Hydration Plus. And I also love the Keto Chow electrolyte drops.
We have been drinking that like it is going out of style.
Yeah.
Like just a ton of it. And coming back, we realized we need to up our electrolytes even more. You can actually see, look at the video that just aired, which was yesterday's vlog.
You're all puffy.
I am puffy like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And now you can see I've been like peeing out my cheeks. Basically is what I'm seeing is just like my skin and you can see it like in my face. If you just go and watch, we just had it like an hour and a half ago because we were trying to catch up on all the vlogs so that we're now like Spaceballs.
Yeah.
We're here. We're present.
So yeah, so those are the ones I recommend. Element is also good. We used to use, what was the other one that we used to use a lot of? The one that's down there. I forget what it's called.
What?
I don't remember. There's another one that we use. Ultima. Thank you very much.
Ultima.
The reason that we don't use Ultima. Claire, thank you very much for the $5 super said. Thank you, Rachel, for taking a few minutes out of your day to chat with me in Las Vegas, even though I was not officially at the expo.
I loved it. Man, I could have hung out on those poofy leather couches the entire day. They were super, super comfy. And I'm so glad that I just got to see you. I would have totally flipped out if I didn't get to see you. I need another hug. It wasn't enough just to see you at Keto Palooza. Like I needed to see you. Like knowing you were in Las Vegas, I needed to see your face and it's beautiful.
So yeah, the reason that we don't really use Ultimate anymore is because I don't like the balance of the electrolytes. And it is very low on the potassium. And that's one of the ones that you really need to make sure you get in. Redmond, as well as Keto Chow and even Element, they're very well balanced with the amount of sodium to potassium to magnesium. It's just the perfect balance. It's exactly what you need. Okay, so we're going to just kind of jump down so we're not too far behind.
Ooh, a
lot of people saying hello.
Hello. I like the Halloween names, like Good Ghoul.
Mary said, you got to come to Delaware, Alberta if you want to see dinos.
I actually brought home a rock for Anthony because it looked like a dinosaur tooth. And he's like, is it? And I'm like, I don't think so at all, but it looks like it. So let's pretend. Because if you were 5 years old, you would totally fall for the fact that this rock is shaped like
Keto Crafter said it's actually National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day.
It is. I noticed that.
How do we have two of the same? And then, well, I guess there's got to be more than 365 events,
there's
right?
so many things. I think there was something like 340 different holidays going on in the month of October alone.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. So, yeah, I wondered, is anybody making like the Keto Chow cheesecake? You can use pumpkin spice.
I know that, but I can't make it.
I know.
And I even got in my lollies pumpkin spice that came today.
It's like everything is sent to torture
I
you.
ordered that stuff when they had their moving sale. I ordered a whole bunch of them.
It was super cheap. It was like $5 a bag or some crazy
$9 a bag,
amount.
and then our coupon code. And so, yeah.
It was nuts.
Brianna said, Rachel, you own the most interesting clothing pieces. Yeah, thrift stores.
Thanks for saying it like that and not like you're a stone cold weirdo. Like, I thank you. Friends. I love it.
He said, hold tight and ready yourselves. I've got some interesting news.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Donna said, how do you get past the sugar cravings? Time.
Yeah.
And salt.
Yes.
So interesting fact, salt and sugar both affect the same part of your brain. So whenever you get a sugar craving, try licking a little bit of salt and your sugar craving will actually go away in most cases.
It's amazing. I was like, that is bologna sandwich.
A lot of times you're craving salt. When you're thinking you want sugar, you're actually craving salt.
We really like just the salt licks from Redmond.
Mm-hmm. Lisa said was cleaning the kitchen but ran out of hot water.
Oh no, we need that. How's James doing?
He said, heard a theory that DB Cooper never existed and that it was the flight crew that stole the money.
What?
They pitched it into the sea once they realized it was being tracked. Huh.
Well, that sounds like we just walked in on an interesting story.
Good Ghoul said, join the channel on my laptop, but my name is not in green. Wonder if it's because I'm on my phone.
Probably.
Maybe you're not logged in correctly on your phone.
I love that handle.
Yeah, people ask, by the way, what is that green? The green means that they are a channel member. And they get a little symbol the longer they are a channel member. We're actually going to be like putting custom ones in there. I see. Now that we're back.
Denise was saying that she heard from a vlogger that lives in Canada that Canada has a lot of dino bones that were found there. Yeah. How cool.
Okay, so there's Beth's thing. So Chris
anywhere
put up the
Mary
ice
lives
thing.
is awesome.
Okay, Sherry said electrolyte question. Electrolytes is the berry keto. Okay, we got that one already. Mm-hmm. Element isn't due to sweetener. What do you use? So again, like we use the unsweetened Redmond, which not a big fan of for me. The capsules, and then I use the Keto Chow drops.
It's like while I'm drinking it, because I recently drank some because it was like unflavored and I just had the stick in my purse. And I was just, but you're knowing that there's other drinks out there. Yeah. Like just the knowing that Redmond has other flavors while you're drinking it, you're like, I'm missing out right now. This is absolutely missing out.
Yeah, Chris, somebody asked about those tents. And so there were 3 different brands, Chris said, but they're all literally the same. They're like copycats of each other. Yeah. It's like, our electric cooler. Go on Google, onto Amazon, and type in portable electric cooler.
There's like a gajillion.
And they're all like the same cooler. And they just have a different name on them.
Right.
So, I guess what happened was the patent that Spring Bar had went away, and now everybody's making them.
Open season.
It's kind of like the pellet grill.
Yes. Look at how many
so you had Traeger
varieties.
That they started it, and then everything changed, and now everybody, and they pretty much are all the same. It's the bells and whistles and what they're made out of and that kind of stuff.
There's only one Rachel, though.
There's definitely only one Rachel.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
Becky said, ordered ice chips because of your video. Received them today. I own sour apple. They are delicious. That is Anthony's favorite. Apple.
Anthony is all over that flavor. Yeah. It is so good. We had tasted like the lemon. Lemon is amazeballs. Then we had
they said lemon is actually their most popular flavor.
It's interesting to see. I wonder during different times of year. I just liked them because it was a mint where I wasn't keto breathing on people, because sometimes my breath is rank.
Just be aware with ice chips, they are made with xylitol. Xylitol is deadly to dogs. Deadly to dogs. So please, if you're going to have it, keep it away from your dogs. Leanne said, thank you. Welcome to 2KK supporters. Thank you very much, Leanne.
Thanks, Leanne.
Okay, speaking of supporters, our channel members and our Patreons, thank you very much for that super chat. It didn't say how much you had there, Leanne. We're going to be putting a poll out about a couple of changes that I'm considering making for the channel to make it easier for us and more entertaining for you guys. So we're going to allow you guys to vote on that. So make sure you go pay attention to it. It'll show up in the feed for channel members and also in the Patreon group.
Should I pick up where Wayne Newton left off? That's the question. No. That's our first question.
No.
Donkey Shane, darling Donkey Shane. What do you think?
Kimberly said, hey, Rachel and Joe, I loved your camping at Lake Mead video. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I do want to say, I know Chris is on here. Thank you so much to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
And
Hi,
Miriam.
Hey, Lynette.
And Steve and Holly and
Steve.
Lynette for inviting us along. It was just an amazing time. Steve was just really good with driving the boat and entertaining us. Rhonda, thank you very much for the $10
Rhonda.
super chat. Said, thanks for the trifecta today. I really enjoy your videos and miss seeing you guys. Can't wait for the cruise.
If you missed out on Rhonda's interview from Keto Palooza, make sure you check that out. You can just put in 2 Crazy Ketos, Rhonda in the search. Her interview was amazing. She's had amazing results on keto and she's slap gorgeous, basically.
But yeah, Lake Mead was amazing. It was what an experience. I love it out there. You know, I just love going out there. I'm excited that we're going to be back out at the keto event, the Utah keto event in April. Hopefully we're going to get out there during the winter.
Keto Salt Lake.
Keto Salt Lake. I forget what they all have different names, right?
I just called it Keto Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It was not called. It was like the Keto Expo, but I was like Keto Las Vegas. I feel like they missed out.
Yeah. We were talking to Dave Kemp, the owner of Nush, and he was like, if you come out during the winter, I'll take you on an adventure with my snowshoes. And one of the people that work with us, she is
on Earth.
A survival, like a rescue person. So if we get lost, she's going to come rescue us. I'm like, you're not putting a lot of confidence in yourself.
Are we planning on getting lost?
Carmen said, okay, poor replacement for electrolytes. Are you asking what the worst
would be?
Okay, I'll tell you what's
the cheapest thing you could buy.
Poor people replacement for electrolytes. You can make your own. Get some red mineral salt. You're going to add in, it's basically Dr. Berry's Ketorade. You're going to get some new salt, and then you can also use cream of tartar for potassium. But honestly, you're not going to get much cheaper than the Keto Chow drops or the Redmond capsules.
Yeah.
The Redmond capsules, I don't remember. You'd have to go back and watch the video. But I want to say you're looking at like $10 to $20 for a month's supply, if that.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, the Keto Chow electrolyte drops, buy the big bottle. They are the cheapest. In our old review video, which we need to finish the new one
we did a side-by-side comparison.
And they hands down beat anything. If you want to know what the worst electrolyte replacement is that you can do on keto, it's Gatorade Zero and Powerade Zero.
Yeah.
Those are so many people drink that.
Delicious.
First of all, there are carbs in them.
Yeah.
There's like 1 to 2 carbs per serving. But if you go back and watch that video on our electrolyte placement, and there's also a blog post on it, in order to get 1,000 milligrams of potassium, and bear in mind, you should be getting in about 3,500 milligrams a day. To get just 1,000 milligrams of potassium, you would need to drink, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
32 servings of Gatorade Zero.
I feel like when we first started keto, I came close. And nothing.
Well, that's because you had gotten dehydrated once.
Powerade Blue was my thing, to the point that my pee was green. Straight up green because of the Powerade Blue, but it wasn't doing anything. It was just expensive tea.
It's basically all salt. Gatorade and people, and when you have kids and sports players who are drinking Gatorade, it doesn't help them. They're drinking salt with sugar, and then the sugar actually dehydrates you more.
I know.
But there's really no potassium in it. There's really no magnesium in there. It's a really horrible electrolyte replacement.
Yeah.
Karen's been following you for a while, but this is the first time I've ever been able to comment on a new phone.
Congratulations on your new phone. I love getting new phone. We were just talking right before the live. We put a glass cover over the front of our phone because we're super accident prone. I mean, I drop everything. I remember when I was stocking shelves at Aldi and I was like, why in the world would you ask me to stock the tomato sauce, the glass tomato sauce jars? Like I would be just shaking as I would lift it because I'm so accident prone, but they crack pretty quickly and they scare the fool out of you because they make the most like shattered look to them. So then I guess you peel it off and you're like, oh, thank goodness it's not actually on my regular phone.
Right.
But they're scary.
Defense Wiz said, Rachel, I'm impressed you're down to 1 cup of coffee. Granted, a big cup.
It's a big honking
But
cup.
that's the size I drink too. So well done, you.
Thanks so much.
Dr. Berry did say that the size of the cup isn't so much of a big deal as having one. Because again, otherwise you'd be drinking it all day like she used to. And there are, I hate to tell you, carbs in coffee.
La 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 la.
Jackie said, how much weight loss have y'all had since doing the BBE challenge?
Not a clue.
No clue,
We
because
ain't
we're
weighing.
not getting on the scale.
And honestly, it was really nice coming back from a vacation, because that's usually before I put my bags down.
Yep.
I get on the scale usually.
Right.
And I didn't have to do that this time. It was really nice. I kissed my kids first.
I will say that I know my clothes are looser. My uniform's looser. My shirts are gigantic.
Look at those man boobies. They're gone.
Yeah, Miriam said, oh, I thought
Disappeared.
she's like, your man boobs are gone. I'm like, I know.
And it was still, I mean, we were in the presence of friends.
Yep.
And I cherish that. I cherish that it's like when you have a safe space, that is a very precious thing. But like, you're still scared wearing, like you had to take off your shirt to put on your life vest,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still vulnerable, right? Like it was still, you're still vulnerable, right? It's still hard. Like when I'm wearing like leggings in front of somebody, or, you know, they're going to see in person my big flappy arms, and like, how are they going to respond? And I'm just so thankful for safe people in the keto space, true friends. When I meet you guys, it's just so nice that you hug me and aren't like, oh, you got a lot of loose skin. Like everybody's so encouraging. And I really appreciate that, because it's hard for us too.
Yeah. Chris said, right now is a bad time to buy canvas tents because everybody buys them for deer hunting.
Oh.
Best time to buy them is in 2 months.
2
I did not know that. Oh, Liz said Adaptive Nutrition's, Potassium 1000 unflavored is good.
Hi, Liz.
I have tried that. It's not bad. I steer away from anything that is only one of the 3 major electrolytes we need to work on. I want to balance.
Bang from our buck too.
So Element and Keto Chow and the Relight, they're a good balance. That's why I like them. You don't want to you can take in too much potassium, but if you're balancing it correctly, the key is to have the right balance of salt to potassium. And that's why I like those, because it's all balanced. There's another one from a very well-known person who's just giving you potassium, and I steer away from that as well.
And I just like Zip Fizz because they're flippin' tasty, and that fruit punch tastes like church baby shower punch. And it has since the first time I ever tried fruit punch Zip Fizz. I just
Healthy and Keto said, it sounds like I wouldn't like Element because I think Relight is too sweet. My favorite is the unflavored.
Man, I need to develop a taste for
now, remember, one of the things that Relight, they've modified not the formulation, but what they've done is they have lowered the amount in a serving so that it won't be quite as sweet, especially if you're putting it at 24, if you keep putting it in a 24-ounce bottle. One of the things about Element, though, is they have a lot of flavors that have like something that kind of goes along with the sweetness. So they have like the chili flavors and things like that. So you kind of get that sweet and spicy flavor.
Yeah, like mock cocktails.
Yeah. Also, we're going to be doing a giveaway with Relight. They're sending us a bunch of stuff. We're going to do a giveaway of a whole bunch of different Relights.
It's a ton of stuff.
So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit the bell notification for when that's going to go up. Purple Lady wants to know, do we use Keto Chow Electrolyte drops or the Daily Minerals? We use both. I put the Daily Minerals. I cannot drink them.
Can't drink it straight.
Can't drink them. I put them on my food. So when we make ground beef, I put a squirt in there. I put them across my steak. You don't taste it at all because it's basically like salting your food. That's like my base.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of that every day. And then we add electrolytes based on what's going on with our day. The reason we do the Daily Minerals is because that's got all of your minerals, not just your electrolytes of, potassium, magnesium, and sodium, but you've got your iodine in there. So like people say like, well, you're not using iodized salt, you don't get iodine. That's why Dr. Berry developed that. Yeah. So we don't have to go buy iodine drops and stuff. Everything is in there.
But put it over ground beef.
Yeah.
And let the ground beef do it for you. Or eggs. It works good on eggs too. It just tastes like salt when it's done. If I try to do a shot of that, like I could do a shot of the electrolyte drops from Keto Chow all day long. Doesn't bother me a bit. I do the shot and then I drink regular plain old water. I don't even usually put it in my water because it makes my water soft tasting to me. I know that sounds weird. Soft tasting.
It is. It's soft.
But I will just shoot that regular. You can't do that with Daily Minerals. No. It hits you right here.
Yeah. Brianna said, I used to buy the light salt. It's just potassium. I'd put that salt into Powerade to make my own electrolyte. Nice. That works, which is pretty much like Dr. Berry's, Ketorade. You're going to mix the light salt or the new salt along with some regular salt.
NU salt.
And then what I would do is instead of using Gatorade, if you really want to have something like that, go get yourself some of the Crystal Light, or I know there's sucralose in them. It depends on what you want, but do it that way. Because if you do it that way, at least you're not dealing with the carbs and all the chemicals that is in Gatorade and Powerade Zero.
Yeah.
You can also get herbal teas. Like you get the raspberry herbal teas. You can brew that, add that stuff in there, maybe put a little bit of stevia in there. It makes a really good Jell-O.
I know. My kids love tea. I don't know who these children are. Not regular tea, not like tea that we grew up with. Peach tea flavor, raspberry tea flavor,
nothing peach. Like we were talking to Lynette, like there's only one keto chow flavor that I just don't like,
peach,
and that's the peach. If you're a peach lover, especially if you like peach candy, that's the perfect flavor. But for me, the only peaches I have ever liked are canned peaches, and I'm not even
my peaches. This is why I told you we should never do a live.
Okay. The only peaches I've ever liked are when I was growing up, we would go peach picking, and then my mom we would can them in mason jars, or even the canned peaches, but they're in lots of syrup and stuff. I never liked fresh peaches. I don't like, any of that kind of stuff. It just was the canned peaches.
Peaches, I don't understand.
And I hate peach tea.
It's a fruit that's wearing a sweater. Why is that fruit?
Try go peach picking. It gets all over you. It's like, it makes you itch.
Strawberries don't have a sweater. I have never seen a sweater on a blueberry.
I don't have a sweater anymore.
I know. We totally nared his entire back. It's awesome.
Should have done before we went swimming at Lake Mead.
I know.
Chris said magnesium is the hardest electrolyte to get. Potassium is kind of hard. Sodium is super easy. Yeah. Especially if you're like carnivore.
Yeah.
Stacy said, is it best to go keto all at once or take your time cutting carbs? My personal opinion, dive in. Go ahead and follow our steps, our 5 steps to getting started on keto. Step number 1, just throw out all of the sugar and all of the bread and all the grains, and then eat as much as you want for 1 or 2 weeks. Get yourself good and adapted to not eating all the carbs, all the sugar, and that kind of stuff. And then slowly, if you want to slowly work your way in, that's where you're going to slowly work your way into maybe following your macros and doing a 1-to-1. But my personal opinion, throw all the sugar out, all the bread out, and do not use substitutes for at least a month. Don't go buy a bunch of keto chocolate and keto bread when you're first coming in, because it doesn't taste the same. It's just going to make you want to miss the other stuff.
Yeah.
And you're going to eventually go back to the other stuff. You got to get rid of that craving. And the only way you're going to get rid of the craving is go cold turkey.
You know when is a good time to start keto?
When?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Because I was talking to Nicole Burgess, which we're going to have an interview with her coming out.
Yes. I got to turn this alarm off.
She's so awesome. And she was talking about how she always got started when she was like, okay, I'm really going to get serious about this. It was always, she's like, what day do you think was my first day getting started? January 1st or January 2nd. If it was like January 1st fell on a Sunday and you can't go start the gym until Monday, because she's like, I always thought, got to start it with the new year. No, you can start it right now. And
That's right.
People may look at you sideways and be like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine going through this during the holidays. Well, how about going through the holidays and feeling victorious and starting the new year feeling great instead of looking at January 1st like it's like a deadline of torture?
Yeah. Good Ghoul said, I ordered a gallon of the Hotline hot sauce in the garlicky gringo last night. I saw that review, and I definitely need to order some of that stuff.
Is it supposed to be burn your face off hot?
It just looks really good.
Hey, Betsy.
Betsy said, when does BBBE end? So we were supposed to end it before we went to Vegas. And then in speaking with Dr. Barry and Nisha, they did it with their patrons, which we are a patron of Dr. Barry. And so we decided to join them and continue all the way through the end of the month. So we're going to end on October 31st. After we're done, what we're going to do is we will probably go get labs with it like the first or the second. So we're going to continue until we get our labs. I don't want to go and eat anything different until we get our labs. And then we're going to go on November 1st. We will weigh, we'll take all our measurements, and we'll check all that stuff. And again, the whole purpose of this was, it had nothing to do with losing weight. I'd like to recompose my body, but it was, will we gain fat? I would be happy
If we didn't,
if I just maintain.
Because you see what we're eating like kings.
Right. If I just maintain. Now, I know we've slimmed down, but I don't know what the scale. For all I know, the scale says I weigh the same exact amount as when I started. And there's a good possibility because Dr. Berry said you could even gain weight on BBBE, but you're not going to gain fat. You would gain muscle, bone density. It depends on what you were eating before.
And one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to continue doing this challenge is the thought that there were people starting October 1st, and I wanted to be there to be alongside of them. Because if you feel like you're the only person doing a challenge, it feels very isolating. And I also wanted to be kind of like up ahead so that if people are like, hey, you know, I'm on day 5 and you're on day 20, like, you know, what can I expect? And, you know, kind of like a mom and dad that's like, all right, it's safe up ahead, you know, so that we knew what people could expect when they got there. I just never want anybody to feel like they're alone.
Yeah.
Ever.
Speaking of the berries, we should sing happy birthday. Today's Beckett's birthday.
It is. I hope that he likes
I doubt they're watching tonight because they should be playing with Beckett's and today's Beckett's birthday.
But we can sing happy birthday.
But I think we should sing happy birthday anyway.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Beckett. Happy birthday to you and many more.
He's an awesome kid.
Before we move on, and we're still in the birthday singing mood, I understand that Myra's birthday is also today, and I know she is out. I believe she's having a steak dinner with her family, but just in case, I want to make sure that we sing to her also. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Myra. Happy birthday to you and many more.
By the way, for all our Patreons, your stickers and everything got emailed out or mailed out, not emailed out. So if you don't get them within the next few days, let us know. For the higher end ones who need to get a t-shirt, I've sent out emails. Please make sure you respond so we can order your t-shirt. Sabrina said, I take it the Keto Chow pumpkin cheesecake recipe is on the website. I don't know if they have one. We have a chocolate toffee cheesecake recipe. But it will work with any
flavor. So just
take out the chocolate toffee. Use the pumpkin flavor, and then if you want, you can add in a little bit of pumpkin spices to it.
Yeah.
Dr. Franken said I had pumpkin caramel ice cream with a creamy earlier this week. It was delicious.
We were talking about how we weren't like super thrilled with Peach's, keto chow. I gotta say the creamy won me over for root beer. I never thought that I would like root beer, but the root beer in the creamy, like root beer keto chow ice cream in the creamy with the creamy root beer Zevia poured over it. Perfect. Super good.
Radical Geek said, sorry to inform you if you didn't catch it already. I'm a weirdo.
I love you, Maitreya. You're awesome.
Lisa said James is doing a little better.
Good.
Owner of My C said salt and bitter help with cravings. When I make my coffee really bitter, I feel better.
I actually sometimes, we've talked about that before. Sometimes I like, light and sweet coffees. And sometimes I want my coffee to be like ground up cigarettes. Like that bitter, like terrible bitter. I don't know why, but it must make me feel good too.
Brianna said, I feel bad for people who won't express their weirdness. I'm a math and Harry Potter nerd. So everybody in this family is a Harry Potter nerd. As a matter of fact.
What house are you? I'm Ravenclaw.
I had gotten a 50% off coupon for Hot Topic.
We went buck wild.
So I went buck wild. I bought Rachel.
Hard to find Ravenclaw stuff.
A Ravenclaw cloak. It's like a hoodie cloak, but I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's a little shorter because the one that's long here in Florida is just hot.
Yeah. I bought her a backpack. It's like a purse backpack. They were all 50% off, and they were all pre-orders too. Like they're not coming out till the end of November, or December.
Makes me a little bit sad,
but. Good Ghoul said, Joe, why isn't my name showing up in green? Is it because I joined on my laptop, but I'm on my phone right now?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look at. Oh no, it's typing it again. I'm gonna have to look it up because that shouldn't be the case unless you're not logged in because it goes by your account. But I will look it up for you. Rob said, can BBE used long term? Would it cause an intolerance to veggies once adding back? My personal opinion?
No.
You don't need veggies.
Yeah.
You don't need veggies. So basically, what is BBE? It's a really strict form of carnivore. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. If you really want to get technical, the difference is that you are using a couple of spices. But if you really, really, really want to look carnivore, it would be meat and salt, like no garlic, no nothing.
There's a lot of people
that's
who
real
do
carnivore.
carnivore.
Way too strict for me. So all this really is, it's taking carnivore from eating any kind of an animal thing to just these few things. So nothing wrong with it. As far as vegetables, listen, if you want to eat vegetables because you like the taste of them, or you just feel like having a few vegetables, have at it. I just don't want people to eat vegetables because they think they're getting all of this tremendous nutrition, because we're really not. Unless you are farming them on your own land where you are tilling the soil and you are getting the manure from your cows and you're basically regenerative farming. And like my mother and sister who have a worm farm to make their own compost, to put the minerals and the electrolytes back into the soil.
Mary is great at farming too.
You may be getting some of the benefits. But the stuff that we're buying in the grocery stores, even the organic stuff, they're farming on, just minerally depleted land, and we're not getting anything that we're supposed to be getting from those vegetables. Also, if you are going to buy stuff, you're much better off buying frozen. I know that sounds weird.
It does sound weird.
Over fresh. But when they freeze them, they're flash frozen, and that locks the vitamins in. Princess Ninja, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Said, can't wait to the cruise to possibly meet you in November.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, Princess Ninja and Keto is going to be on the cruise next year. I'm super excited about it. And speaking too.
Yeah. So back to the vegetables. Yeah. So if you want to eat them just because you like them, that's great. Thomas Lawler did do a video about, the whole idea of, do you lose your ability for vegetables? Possibly, but the second you go back to eating carbs, within a day or two, your body's back into normal. But if you overeat carbs, it'll take you a long time to get back into, like, your body knows what to do with carbs. It wants to get rid of them quick. So it's kind of up to you. I personally don't feel the need to eat vegetables unless I want to have an occasional jalapeno popper or occasional broccoli. But I just don't need giant salads.
Some people aren't as strict as we tend to be, but we also have the addiction side of it.
We were using them because we wanted volume.
It is not just that, like, we're careful with carbs, because of certain, like, wanting vegetables and stuff. We also are carb addicts. So, carbs can be a trouble with us in particular, but not everybody has the same issue that we do.
Synergy said, there may be a BBE challenge in my future, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a Keto Chow one first. New Creamy sitting here still in the box.
How fun.
Leanne, thank you very much for becoming a channel member.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Dr. Franken said, I also like the Keurig K-Cup. They lost the patent, and so many third-party K-Cups are out there
That
now.
is so
And then
true.
they tried to fix it by changing out the little metal. They put a metal ring in their cup, and you couldn't use it. But there's always somebody right behind.
There is waiting on like, they'll change a little tiny tweak, and then all of a sudden, like, release it like it's their idea.
Shauna said, I want to get the licorice ice chips. We actually bought them, even though I hate licorice.
It's going to be a keto fear factor for sure.
Or at least part of the thing. Keto Crafter said, I tried making apple pie ice cream, but I didn't care for it, and I felt guilty for not liking it since I had to almost go to Utah and beg for bulk bags.
It's okay. Just because you don't like that, there's other ways to enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, we are so far behind.
Oh, Joe Ray, I'm so sorry you're sick. Praying for you, girl. Love you.
Let's see. People, I know Miriam is ill. Leanne said, I love meeting you in Las Vegas. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Although I was also not officially at the expo, the information was priceless.
I am so thankful to get to meet you. And isn't it so much fun, like, just meeting in person? Whenever there's an opportunity in your local area, be thinking about next year. Like, would you like to go someplace?
Right.
A lot of times we don't buy each other presents so much as we buy experiences. So like buying, the plane ticket or a hotel stay and tickets to go to an event because we know we're going to get to hang out with friends. Like, that is so special. And this is a great time to kind of think about next year, because lowcarbevents.com.
Lowcarbevents.com.
They're already showing what's available for next year.
You just said that, and I just realized something. So in the last 5 years, we've had two true vacations where
Yes.
we like not going to a show.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, now, yes, we go camping for a day or two, but I mean, just go away, get on a plane, go on a trip.
Like,
both of our vacations were hanging out with the bears.
Because they're the
awesome
awesomest.
People, right?
Because that is,
right? Did you think about that? We went camping. I'm not counting the Vegas trip. I'm just counting going in. And then when we went to Utah, that was total just go and have fun. Because
just meeting face to face with your friends, that friend time, like getting to see Claire in the lobby of the hotel was like a precious vacation to my soul. Like, we need these interactions.
Right.
We need it.
Let's see. Oh, somebody. Oh, thank you very much, Shauna, for the $10 super set. Kudos, Joe, for keeping up the comments. 284 in this live. You both missing my Rachel daily hug.
I miss you so much, Shauna.
So much, everybody, for joining
Lynette
us.
and I were both talking about how mornings are just not the same without you. Same thing for Bronson. It's like the coffee is not as delicious without Shauna there. Shauna makes a mean cup of coffee and it'll put the hair on your chest.
Yeah.
I am happy to report.
Joseph said, hardest part about making your own electrolytes is flavoring. Getting the electrolytes themselves is like 11 cents a day. Flavoring is 25 to 50 cents. Yeah, that's why I say for me, it's just not worth it. I want some flavoring with it. The Redmond ones you can do for like $1. If you're buying the tub, it's much cheaper. It's like less than $1 a serving. The Keto Chow ones, throw them in some water. You don't even taste it. Put them on your food. You don't even taste it. And it's just, to me, it's just easier. Sometimes it's not worth saving 25 cents for me over convenience.
Yeah.
Heck, we flew out there and we had two options. Spend $800 between the two of us round trip to fly JetBlue.
Right.
Or spend $99 a piece round trip to fly Spirit Airlines and then have to pay for everything, including your oxygen mask if you happen to go down. And I looked at Rachel and said, I wouldn't fly Spirit Airlines if it was free after my last experience. So sometimes it's just not worth it.
Autumn and Richard said that they had a surprisingly awesome
But they do nail you with so many. That $100 plane trip would have easily cost us $300 a piece by the time we were done.
She said that they actually had a really good... Like, she was surprised at how good it was. But it is a gamble. The last time we rode Spirit
we were on a bus
home,
bench.
They actually had us on a metal, like, it was
patio.
Plastic. It was patio furniture.
Yeah, it was a plastic, literally like a bus bench. There was no padding.
It didn't even feel attached to the ground. It was, I mean, or not the ground, but I mean, the plane. It was crazy.
Chris said Max dropped his phone in a car door and tried to close the door, bent his phone into a permanent 5-degree angle with a super cracked screen.
So speaking of Jurassic Park, not this last time we went with Anthony, but the time before, somehow he dropped his phone down in the side of one of the benches. And we had to hold up the whole line as they tried to fish it out. He had it so uniquely in. They had to get there was a special tool that reaches in. Because it's kind of like this.
Dinosaur?
And it reaches in and like gets your phone and pulls it out. So he's obviously not the first person who has just perfectly dropped his phone down that thing. But like, yeah.
Shauna said, I don't care. I'll lose my carbs other places. Stay away from my coffee.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong with coffee. But when you look at Rachel was drinking over 2 pots a day.
That's a problem.
If you really want to be honest with yourself, she was probably drinking 25 to 30 carbs a day.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to lose them? You're already over 20 carbs.
Right. And all of my coffees were not black. Some of them were like fun coffees. You know what I mean? Like where you're like, I'm going to have 14 scoops of everything in this.
Dennis said, new to the channel. You guys are so funny. Thank you very much. Good. Yeah. I want to know why Renee's name isn't green.
I do too.
I got to find that out. That's annoying.
I was looking at her post about, she's had some possum visitors.
Marianne said,
me.
Danita, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Said, I'm so glad you made it home safely. Can't believe you vlogged too. It is so appreciated. I know how much work that was.
Wow, thanks so much. Goodness gracious. Wow, I appreciate that.
Marianne said, I need a good electrolyte with no or low potassium because my potassium level is far too high. Any suggestions?
Hi, Marianne.
Keto Chow fasting drops.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, use the Keto Chow fasting or just salt.
Mm-hmm.
And So honestly, if you've got really high potassium, and again, make sure you're following everything and what they consider is high potassium. Remember, we're not doctors or nurses or health professionals or anything like that.
Look at this.
But salt is easy to get. You don't need an electrolyte replacement for salt. Use a good quality salt like Redmond. I personally would never recommend using pink Himalayan salt because you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know the mining practices. You don't know any of that.
What are we supporting with that?
Slave labor they may be using to do the mine. We know everything about Redmond.
Been there.
Love the company. Love everything they stand for. Whether or not we work with them, I just love it. You can go to the store and buy it. I just think they have a great
Publix
product.
has it.
They have a great company. But salt your food really well. 3,500 to 4,500 milligrams of sodium a day. Get the Keto Chow magnesium drops.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. If
And
you
then
got
you
high
cut out
potassium,
the
then you don't need the potassium. Those are the 3 that you need to worry about. Get the Keto Chow magnesium drops.
Yeah. And those,
there's a link down below. You'll get 10% off if you use that link.
Those, they just work so well that I don't mind. Their taste is a little, like magnesium has got a strong taste.
Yeah.
So I can though squirt that in and
I put them in water.
I cannot do the berry.
Joseph said, you guys have good before photos for the BBE comparison. I can see a difference in your faces, but it'd be cool.
Ooh, wait till you see. Are we going to post those pictures?
We do. In our underwear.
It's in our underwears.
With
the
extra sweater and everything on my back.
It's the underwears.
Yes, we did, and we are actually going to post them. I don't know why, but we want it.
Y'all pray for us.
This was all about being honest and truthful with you guys.
And this is hard, so like any kindness, we really appreciate. Like any kind words.
Mary says, "Shh, don't tell me carbs in coffee." Dang, I'm going to have to challenge myself to cut back, but if you can do it, I can do it.
I love you so much, Mary. You are so encouraging.
Shauna said, how long has this been going?
Shauna?
I missed a lot. We start at 8:30 every Thursday.
But we've had 42 videos up today, so how can anybody know when we're...
That is true.
Speaking of being on for an extended period of time, on November 11th...
Yes, we need to get moving on that.
We are going to be
live streaming. So if you really just want to not be sick of us, and then when you're done, be sick of us, 11 straight hours on November 11th to raise awareness for veterans issues.
Yeah.
Because November 11th is Veterans Day.
Yeah. So if you or a loved one has a veteran story that you would like to share, please send it. Send an email to Rachel or Joe at twocrazyketos.com, and we will share the story just like we do Keto on the Couch.
Yep.
You could also send us even a video clip if you would like.
Yeah. Rankin Cook said, tonight I had the Ninja Creamy Ice Cream using Steve with Serious Ketos recipes. It came out awesome. Steve is amazing in the kitchen.
Amazing.
I love him.
And he has an amazing voice. I could listen to him. I wish he was like on like Sirius Radio. Wouldn't you just, wouldn't that be perfect? Sirius Keto on Sirius Radio. He's got the perfect DJ voice. Him and Chris Bear should do a morning show together.
Yeah.
I would just listen to
there's Chris said, Keto Chow fasting drops are mostly sodium with a little potassium. Lynette said, Keto Chow fasting drops.
Yeah, those are the
again, to me, like sodium is super easy to get. If you salt your food heavily with good Redmond, if you don't want to salt your food, use the Keto Chow fasting drops.
It's like the more we get into year after year, my salt intake and when I salt my food, I'm salting it.
But magnesium is very difficult to get on a keto lifestyle because usually it's going to come in a lot of your vegetables and stuff like that. So it's very difficult to get on a keto lifestyle. So that's why you're going to want to use the Keto Chow, the magnesium drops. Aaron said, mango chili element is fun, but after being on the more meaty end of keto for so long, it's too spicy. I've become sensitive.
Isn't that interesting how your palate changes?
Yep.
I could never eat anything spicy, and now I do enjoy spicy stuff. But I there's no way I could have eaten those Pork and Good spicy pork rinds before.
Oh no,
there's no way.
Oh, I keep forgetting we just got a link for Pork and Good. Lisa said, can you sprinkle daily minerals on your food? Yes, that's what we do. And you can cook with it because you're not going to be able to cook at a temperature high enough to degrade any of the minerals.
And and I like it with food too, because you know what it reminds me of? That feeling you get if you take a 1-a-day vitamin and you're like, I'm done for the day. Like
it's literally, you're adding it when you're adding it to your food, it's like putting salt in your food. So just use less salt when you cook.
And you're not taking it on an empty stomach.
It was so funny. We had, Chris called it. So when you go buy the different sizes of Redmond, just the normal shaker bottle, it's about that tall. Just in 2 days, the group, when we were camping, we went through the entire thing.
Well, I mean, at home, we purchased it by the paint bucket.
Well, we
actually went up.
We went through 25 pounds of Redmond in less than a year. That is a lot of salt.
That's crazy.
That is a lot of salt.
Crazy.
And that's just the kosher salt. We also use the regular salt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of salt. Claire said, I've been putting the daily minerals in scrambled eggs while they're cooking. It is delicious.
And let me tell you something else. Stadium mustard.
Yes.
That Claire turned us on to, which they sell it on Amazon, is amazing. Like, that is
Catherine, thank you very much for the $10 super chat.
Catherine.
She didn't put a comment, but thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
S. McKeeb said, I hope keto helps seasick. Any ideas to help seasick?
Here's the thing. Did you see me in the boat in the vlog? I did not barf not one time. And it was, that second day was pretty rough.
You know what that means? I can start looking for a used boat because that's the only reason you told me I can't have a boat.
Rachel, what?
I'm serious.
I need to keep my mouth shut.
Isn't that why you said we can't have a boat?
Because I'm seasick.
Well, you didn't get seasick on a boat?
I didn't get seasick, and it was pretty fast.
I'd rather have a waiver. Anthony wants a waiver on her. They're so expensive now. I got to find a used one I can rebuild. Joseph said, if you're using sweeteners, I like Mio drops to make the daily minerals doable. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, if you're okay with sucralose, which I am.
My sister-in-law likes Mio.
Yep. Sabrina said, with it getting cold here, I've been drinking the pumpkin spice caramel warm for breakfast.
Hey,
love
Sabrina. How is camping going where you're at? We love Keto Chow warm. Our daughter was asking us, what is the best, like, no sweetener, like hot chocolate, like not sugar.
Keto Chow chocolate.
Keto Chow chocolate makes an amazing hot chocolate.
Yep. Make Keto Chow, warm it up.
Yeah.
And that is the best hot chocolate. And
it's really good.
Believe me, we have tried a lot of keto hot chocolates. In fact, we have another one from a company that asked us if we would do a video on it. It's sitting on my desk, but we can't have it right now. And we've actually tried it before. It's pretty good, but nothing compares to Keto Chow chocolate as just warm it up. And because it's everything. I don't know about, because it's got the milk in there. It's got the chocolate in there. Plus, and you don't have to add a tremendous amount of fat. You can do it with just like a 1 tablespoon of butter. Use some almond milk if you want, but because there's a milk protein isolate, just with water and just a little bit of fat, just a tablespoon of butter, it is so delicious. It just reminds me of making hot chocolate from milk and putting in chocolate, like the way your parents did when you were a little kid.
Cooking it on the stove hot chocolate, that kind of hot chocolate.
Aaron said, Rachel's peaches are the only peaches Joe can have.
Aw, thanks. Yeah, sorry. And I will have to, I got to publicly state, man, thanks for forgiving me about Steve and the eggs.
You're welcome.
I promise I'll try not to covet another man's eggs. Again.
LA for Dream said, hello, Rachel Joe. How are you staying away from the scale? It's killing me, and only on day 7.
Because
it is very difficult.
You know what? I'm accountable to you guys.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. If I can be mean to myself, but when I make a commitment within the family group, I honor that commitment because I love you guys. Yeah. And so it's easier to do it. Like, do I want to get on the scale? Sure. But it's like, I said I wasn't going to, I gave them my word. So get away from it, Rachel. Yeah. Like, that's what I think. Kiwis have a sweater. Liz is right. Yeah. That is another one. That was not a fruit that I grew up eating very much. Like, we just didn't, I don't know. I think they were like the fancy fruit. And my mom was like, what do we do with us?
So Shauna said, you need to try the Magic Shave. Check out Christy, the Keto Village. Oh yeah, we love Christy.
I love
Okay, Christy. So I have a can of that Magic Shave. I burnt my skin using it. I left it on too long. So now I went back to Nair. And we did once every
like shorts.
Once every 3 months, Rachel nairs my back because I don't want a sweater on my back. And eating this, we talked about it in today's vlog. Eating this way the hair's growing faster.
I absolutely don't even need a Halloween costume. I could grow my own Mario and Luigi from Super Mario Brothers mustache. I could grow it by Halloween.
Right family said peaches can cause hot flashes. Did not know
Really?
that.
I didn't know. How's the baby doing?
Claire said Bonnie is the only thing that helps my motion sickness.
Oh.
Mexlazine, bonine. I've gotten it pretty bad all my life. It's my only ailment that keto does not help.
That is so interesting. I am sorry that you're still dealing with that, though. I was honestly surprised. I mean, Chris can tell you, I literally was like, I didn't throw up. And it was like, was that a concern? Should we have known that going in?
So Donald said, we've lost your feed. Did you mention how many grams of protein you eat each day? We are not tracking at all. We're eating, like as Dr. Berry said, as much as we want, as many times a day as we want, which is usually 2 meals. You know,
that's a schedule thing.
Honestly, it's just always it's 1 to 2 meals. It's just how we are not hungry. Sometimes we'll have a meat sticker somewhere in the day. But, when we were camping, we ate breakfast and then we ate lunch. I think one day, did we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I feel like we did. One day we had breakfast, lunch, and then burgers for dinner.
It's very different.
And it's how hungry we are. When we were in Vegas, it was expensive. So we tried to eat one meal, but it was a big meal.
It was, we ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner in one sitting for sure.
But that's the whole idea. So here's the thing. When we talk about 1-to-1, which is the same as Dr. Berry says, when he says eat as much as you want of these things, like carnivore, until you are comfortably full, 1 to 2 meals a day, it works out to be 1-to-1. Yeah. It really does. That's
like
why
a ribeye.
A ribeye is 1-to-1. Egg is 1-to-1. So when you're eating, now our whole thing was when we started talking to Bronson, what if you don't know what comfortably full feels like? And a lot of us have experienced,
that's me,
because we've screwed our bodies up so much, because we've eaten to the point where it was literally coming back up our esophagus, and we continue to eat. We don't know what comfortably full feels like.
Comfortably full and sick.
Right.
Were the same things to me.
So when you eat 1-to-1 and figure out your macros based on what is your ultimate goal weight, you're going to quickly learn, okay, and then you won't have to track your grams of protein anymore.
Yeah.
Because your body is going to learn this is comfortably full. So my goal is generally around 200 grams of protein a day. I'd like to weigh somewhere between 185 to 195. Last time I checked before the challenge, and that was right after a trip too. Yeah. I think it was 208. My all-time low, maintaining low on keto was 185. I've been hovering right around 200 for a while. So I'd like to get back down there, or at least get into the size. If the scale doesn't say, it's more important for me the size.
Yeah.
Which I'm already back into the medium shirt after doing that.
Same
here. But I asked Bronson, do you track? Bronson's like, I don't track. He's like, I track when I'm trying to do an experiment. Like right now, he's doing some experiments with Keto Savage. So he's tracking everything. But on average, you eat till you're full.
Which we're learning.
That's going to help you
It's very
learn.
Nice and refreshing. And the thing about protein is there's no negotiation. Mm-hmm. It's not like a carb full where you're like, in 20 minutes, I'll be hungry again.
Right.
When you're full for the day on protein, you're full for the day and you're done and we will see you tomorrow. Like there's no negotiation.
LA for Dreams said, been keto over 1.5 years, down 121, but more to go. But that's an incredible achievement.
So proud for you.
Carmen said, my cousin's fertility doctor suggested that she and her husband start keto before IVF in January. Any suggestions to help them? How many carbs should they do? Okay. You want to get pregnant?
Yeah.
Eat carnivore. Yeah. Go do BBBE. Okay. And Dr. Berry talked about that. We had some long conversations with him just privately in Omaha. And he said he had patients like older female patients, like late 40s, 50s
that got pregnant
and came to him and were mad and said, like, you did not tell me. I didn't necessarily expect this.
14 days into this challenge,
Rachel's cycle returned.
My cycle returned and we're going strong, and hot flashes, all menopause symptoms have completely ceased to be. And it's like, you got to watch yourself. I mean, I have all older than 20 boys. I'm not interested in starting back again.
Right.
It's like grandkids next, not more kids. But so watch yourself.
Yeah. Chris, where did Chris's comment go? Chris said, best time to start keto was right before Halloween. That's what I did. People ask, when should I start? Now. There's always going to be an excuse of I have to wait. Next week is a party. Next week is Thanksgiving. I actually think this is the best time to start. We see a lot of comments from people, I'm going to start after the holidays. No, start now.
You're busy.
Because even if you start now and go off for a day for the holidays, at least you don't have to recover from the holidays as much, right? Because think about it. If you continue doing what you're doing right now, if you're not starting keto and you keep eating cake and you keep eating a lot of carbs, what's going to happen? Either you at minimum maintain your weight or possibly gain weight. Then the holiday comes, you gain more. Now you got to lose more of it. So start now. Maybe you lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds. Maybe all of a sudden you feel a lot better. And then if you may even decide come the holiday, I don't even want to go off. I feel too good.
Full disclosure. In past yo-yo dieting things, I would set the goal for January 1st. And let me tell you, from November 1st to January 1st, I put on an additional 15 to 20 pounds every single time that I set the goal that I'm going to start January 1st. 15 to 20 extra pounds. So like, you got to
binge the day before.
I already had over 100 pounds to lose, and now I have another 20 pounds to lose.
And the bottom line is it's harder to lose than gain.
It's so hard.
I remember every year we would, before keto, we would go because, of course, January 1st, you're going to go on a diet, right? And every year we would have a binge party. And I'm talking about like 20,000 calories.
We never could even enjoy January 1st. We were sick as a dog.
Yeah.
And then you're in full like sugar crash.
Yep.
Like it was awful. It was terrible.
Aaron said best time to start is when you can't take it anymore and you're at your absolute wits and trying to deal with all your aches and your pains and illnesses. Any day is a good day to get healthy.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's more a case of like, instead of thinking like, when am I going to start doing this food? It's like, when am I going to start feeling better? Do you really want to put that off another 3 months to feel good? Or would I rather enter like the holiday season feeling progressively better? Imagine what like Hanukkah is going to be like, Christmas morning is going to be like, Kwanzaa is going to be like with your family when you feel good and you could really enjoy the holiday. Because there's so many times that I couldn't even enjoy like what happened after we opened the gifts. We opened the gifts, we ate, and I felt like garbage.
Yeah. Haley said, I'm finally catching you guys live. I've been binge watching your BBE playlist over the last week. I'm on day 3 because of you guys.
Way to go. I'm so proud of you, Haley.
Renee said, I've been using that hotline stuff for longer than the recent review. Thanks to Hungry Heath.
If you need to know, like, what is the good hot sauce? Like, what are good spices? What are things that are going to add flavor to your meat? And you are ready to sweat. You need to reach out to the Warden and to Hungry Heath and also check out their channel. Also, you want to talk to Maitreya. If you could leave down, I know she's got a channel that she's starting. The Keto Crafter's got one. If you guys have stuff coming up, let people know when they can find you.
Lisa said, I started keto when I found out I had fatty liver and doctor threatened to put me on insulin for diabetes.
Yeah. Yep. I'm so glad you found keto, Lisa, because then we get to see you.
Kimberly said, you both look leaner since you started BBE. I feel leaner.
We're feeling good. Yesterday, like I said, you can see where I needed electrolytes and because I was retaining water in my face.
Yep.
Like big time. And my legs and everything from sitting and traveling for like 8 hours straight. I mean, we felt like sweaty garbage and then had electrolytes, finally went to the restroom. We're back in business.
Chris said, I would rather eat meat than inject insulin.
Me too.
I agree. Aaron said, the scale is a dirty liar. I put on a cocktail length dress I wore to a wedding several years ago that was uncomfortably tight back then, and it's loose now. But the scale hasn't changed in weeks.
Aaron, thank you so much for sharing that because it's not just us saying that, but like it's other people saying that, yes, that is the same thing that I'm experiencing. And that was always a frustration to me. I would lose several sizes, but less than 5 pounds. And so Joe would
Which
be
is
like,
why we're staying off the scale. Like people are like,
Joe
why do you
was
stay off
like,
the scale? Because the scale would get us to quit.
Yeah, because Joe would say like, Rachel, you're in like several size lower clothes. Like, isn't that enough? And
Right.
of course,
The answer is no.
The answer is no, because I've been thinking, it's so indoctrinated in me to check with the scale,
Right.
and also to get that punch in the face. I really want to flip the script and head towards positivity in my own life. And that scale does not contribute to positivity.
Right.
I have never had, even when we lose, even when you're at, like, let's say, your goal weight, you step on that scale and you get in that goal weight. Do you feel like, yay, I finally arrived? Or do you feel like, I wonder how long I can hold on to this before it escapes me?
Yeah.
It's still not good.
Sherry said, you and Joe did this challenge. Sure has helped me out.
Thanks,
you
Sherry.
encouraged me to start and to keep me going. Great job.
Great job.
That is why this channel exists.
We love you. I'm so proud of you.
Lisa said, I need to get some hotline products. I'm dying to try them.
She can take the heat.
The other Lisa said, interested in labs after BBBE is over. I just had my checkup. My cholesterol is high. My doctor called me today and put me on a cholesterol prescription. I told him not yet.
And it's okay for
Listen,
you to
our cholesterol,
decide for yourself.
Our cholesterol is high. Do I care? Absolutely not, because high cholesterol means nothing. We got to spend the weekend with Dave Feldman. Dave Feldman looked at my numbers and he's like, I don't see anything wrong here. And he made some predictions, which I'm not going to share right now, on where our cholesterol is going to be at the end. What matters? Where's our VLDL, or remnant cholesterol? Where are our triglycerides? Both extremely low.
Check out
where's our
cholesterol
A1C
code.
Yeah, the cholesterol code.
Check him out.
Where are our A1Cs? Perfect. Where's our fasting insulin? 1.7.
Okay.
So
I studied hard for that.
That's what matters. Where are your triglycerides? Like, our triglycerides are in the 60s. So that's all that I really worry about. I'm not worried about having a high cholesterol. Your body needs cholesterol.
What is the whole
If you don't eat
saying?
Cholesterol, your body will make it.
So if it's
needs
terrible,
cholesterol. We need to stop demonizing cholesterol. There is nothing wrong with cholesterol, including LDL. Okay, so what you want is to have a high HDL, but Rachel's cholesterol is over 400. Okay, so yes, the average doctor who doesn't understand everything and is still indoctrinated in this fact that the only thing we're going to look at is what is your LDL and what is your total cholesterol, they'd be freaking out and say you're going to be dead in a week.
Yes.
But when you look at all the rest of the numbers, you can't judge it. It's like what Dr. Berry said. There is no medication. What we have on Keto on the Couch, somebody took their A1C from 15.8 to 5.8. There's no medication that can do it. Then you go tell your doctor, all I'm doing is eating meat. And they're going to be like, okay, but look at your cholesterol. But look at my A1C.
Yeah.
Well, something is going on.
Yeah.
But again, we are not doctors or health professionals or nurses or anything like that. And we're only talking from experience and what we've learned from other people.
Talk to the warden. She also had an amazing result.
Dennis said, should we be taking electrolytes every day? For the most part, and depends on what you're doing. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you when you need electrolytes and when you're taking too many. Start having some bloating, probably missing some electrolytes. If you're getting headaches, probably need more sodium. If you're having some muscle cramps, probably need more potassium. If you're having leg cramps, probably need some more magnesium. If you're getting heart palpitations, could be low on sodium, like I was experiencing when I first started because I didn't understand electrolytes. I would go to do a game for lacrosse. I would bend down to put the ball on the ground, and when I would stand back up, I was lightheaded. Found out I had low blood pressure. What's the low blood pressure from? Low sodium. So it just, you have to listen to your body. Tim said, Rachel, you are a trip.
Where are we going on our trip? Where does my trip take you? Jurassic Park.
Shauna said, I feel the same about pumpkin as Rachel does about peach.
Really? So you're not like pumpkin spice girl. This is you're still got like another month wading through pumpkin stuff. If this isn't your season, I'm like pumpkin everything.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're not a pumpkin fan, like you got a ways, right?
Yep. Aaron said salt follows the same neuropathy as sugar. So if you want sugar, have salt instead. And eventually you'll only want salt.
Very true.
Absolutely. Joe Ray is Hufflepuff.
Ooh, I love it. Ravenclaw, Danita.
Claire said sometimes you need a punch in the face cup of coffee.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, how far behind
I want my
we?
coffee to like talk to me in the morning.
Yeah, Karen said on a Zoom call earlier, Dr. Barry said it could be continued long term.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Princess Ninja's thing. So we're way behind. Maitreya said, I do love some vegetables and fruits. I ate jalapeno poppers this morning. I love my jalapeno poppers.
Which is nice, but I like saying I like eating this food rather than I have to have this food.
That's right.
That's like a very different mindset for me. Going into this, it's like I can't live without this. Now I'm like, I enjoy this. Can I live without it? Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. I needed to face that particular thing. And then when I go and like enjoy something like jalapeno poppers, because we love them, I can be like, I like these. I enjoy these. I choose these.
That's right.
It's just a different mindset for me.
He said, why would an ancestral appropriate diet, BBBE and E, be bad for you long term? That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
We got to remember the way our ancestors ate. And this is why our society is the way it is. I mean, I will constantly say, one of the things, as great as it was, so like, listen, social media, greatest thing in the world, but it also brings some bad things. Cell phones, awesome, also brings some bad things. Go out to eat and everybody's on their phone, right? When I was growing up, you couldn't contact somebody unless they were home or they were at the office. There was no answering on the phone, It
was like eyes across the table.
It's the same thing when we look at our food. So the way our ancestors ate was you ate, when you looked at vegetables, what was locally grown and in season. And they were scavengers. They were hunter-gatherers. So you walk it through the woods, you come across a blueberry bush. These are delicious. They're super sweet. You eat as many as you possibly can. They may not see that blueberry bush for another year.
Right.
Same thing with their vegetables. When you were in season, that's when they got them. What did they eat the rest of the time? Meat. There were days where our ancestors would go days without eating, and then there were other times where they would eat 3 and 4 times a day because they ate when they found food. That's why I don't think that intermittent fasting every single day on a schedule is good. That's not how our body was designed. It was designed to eat when you're actually hungry, not based on this, but based on what your body tells you. So you look at, we're in Florida. Floridians, even though there was no Florida with our ancestors, they would have never had an apple. Why? They're not grown here. You would get oranges 1 to 2 months out of the year, and that's it. Northerners would have never had an orange. Why? They don't grow there. So if you want to eat vegetables, if you want to eat fruits, some fruits, eat them local. They've got to be grown locally and only when they're in season. So, for example, avocados. If avocados are in season, eat them. Don't eat the ones that are flown in from other countries because we're not supposed to be eating them now. If spinach is in season, eat spinach when it's locally grown in season. Don't eat it year round. Why? Because that's not how we were designed to eat.
Well, and it's the funny thing, like if you're in Florida and you have a mango tree, you're giving out mangoes to every single person you've ever known because you've only got like a week.
Yeah.
And then it's done.
Mangoes are in season for 3 weeks.
And it's just not humanly possible to eat what all is
produced. And the tree puts so many out, and you can't eat them nearly as fast as they put them out. So you'll drive up and down our block and you see baskets, free mangoes.
Yeah, take them. And everybody's like, I don't want them. I've got my
own. Okay. Aaron said, you dislike licorice or anise. You might actually like licorice alone if you have a black licorice aversion. I don't mind anise, but no, I'm just not I'm not a licorice candy person. Never really liked it. Good Ghoul said, when I had a Keurig, I bought the hard plastic refillable cup to use my own coffee. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Let's see. Caboodle Bry is here. Said, so what's the consensus? Should I send the pork brains in milk gravy to Joe and Rachel for keto fear factor? Less than 1 carb for a whole 5-ounce can.
Oh, no. I definitely think you want to save on postage. I mean, like UPS and the mail, it's crazy.
Shelly said, I agree. It was great to finally meet you two. Can be any nicer. Such a great moment. Looking forward to next time.
Me too. Can't wait. Actually, I believe, it's you guys are the ones that I got the earrings. I was wearing my earrings.
Shauna said, I'm not drinking 2 pots a day. Now that my first one is in keto chow every morning.
Yeah.
Heather said, Phil quit drinking heavy whipping cream at the beginning of the month and has lost 17 pounds.
What? That is so exciting, Heather. That's crazy. She was showing me that she made the pork that's cooked like a brisket and then air fried. She really enjoyed it. We need to make that again. That was really good.
We can go get a
Heath and Shelly were making like the tips, like burnt ends, but like with the pork belly.
Barbecue sauce. Dr. Franken said, I've been rocking my red Meatheads t-shirt today.
Thanks,
just realized
Jerry.
I've been rocking 2 Crazy Ketos all day long.
I love that.
Lisa said, I purchased a lot of stuff, Becky. I got a box and donate. The rest I threw away.
That's awesome. Hey, Becky.
Chris said, by the way, the new Dune movie is only part 1. It ends with a duel with a duel, I'm assuming, with Janice, if you've read the book.
Oh, wow. Man. I remember Shelly was saying she wanted to see Dune.
Let's see. Cheryl said, my dad is MIA in Vietnam.
Wow. Oh, my gracious.
Let's see. Mary said, I did a video of a bunch of pics of my mom's World War II photo album. It has music. It might be muted for copyright, but I'll send it to you.
Please, we would love to share your story. Like that would really be like a pleasure for us to get to share your family story. And if you have a veteran that you love, like Phil is a veteran and is on keto, and tell us, what has keto done? We've interviewed Phil in the past about what keto has done for PTSD in his life and how keto has changed things. And it is amazing. It's just an amazing story. We want to share that because that's a specific thing that's maybe there's a veterans families that will tune in during our live stream, and just because it's associated with Veterans Affairs and be able to find something, find keto. Yeah. That would definitely be a blessing.
So, and just so you know, the way we're going to do this is we're going to live stream for 11 straight hours. Hopefully the internet works. Everybody start praying now that the internet doesn't go down for 11 straight hours.
Yeah.
Chance of that is pretty slim.
Well, God's in charge.
So, and then what we're going to do is there's a way to turn on monetization on the live stream, and down on the bottom, donate it. So any of the ads or anything on that live stream, everything will be donated to a veteran's cause.
Dime.
And then we're going to set up a way for people to make other donations. We were inspired by Jay Morales, who did the 50-mile walk. And we're just really excited about it. My grandfather was a World War II veteran. He was a Navy cook. Rachel's dad was a veteran from Vietnam. And it's very important to us. And we want to bring awareness to veterans issues, especially when we were talking to Jay about homeless veterans and the fact that they have a hard time sometimes adjusting when they come back, especially if they had a career in the military where they're told what to do and when to do it and when to eat and where to go and all that. And then all of a sudden there's nobody telling them what to do.
What can we do?
So we want to bring awareness to that. I Create My Life said, Rachel, I think Zip Fizz is going to be way too sweet when you're drinking again. After
I bet
BBBE.
you're right.
I think almost everything will be too sweet to me.
I really think you're right. I think that I'm going to have to be very careful because it's going to blow my face off.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Rain King Cook said, as a veteran, I appreciate you recognize our military. Thank all of them for their service.
I still remember, I can blink my eyes and remember the moment that I met my uncle for the first time with his name on the Vietnam Memorial, and the thought of that I missed out on all of that time and that life and how precious. And then when you're there with the magnitude of all of these names, it would just be a real honor for us to be able to share someone's story. And because it's more than a name, it's families, it's people, it's lives.
Jane said, I watched your videos from the Keto Expo in Vegas and I ordered Just Made Keto and Carnivore Chris for the first time. Both were amazing. Thank you for all you do. Now remember, Jane. Just Made Keto, we have a coupon code. We do not make any money. We have no affiliation with them. We just really like them. Company. And she actually asked us if we wanted to be an affiliate. And we said, what we'd rather you do is make a coupon code, and whatever you would give us, give it to people as a discount. So when you use that code, it's just to save you money. It does absolutely nothing for us.
We just love that, that she's worked so hard with children of her own that she wanted to make treats for, and them to still have that childhood experience. She was sharing, where, the class does like a decorating with icing and stuff like that on a cupcake. And I just think that's so precious that they still get to have all that childhood fun and none of the sugar crashes. And I think, man, I bet that your child's teacher loves when you bring things in, because it's completely different. When they do something and you bring in a treat, like none of the kids are having like the after lunch sugar crash.
Oh wow, that's why, because we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The air conditioner just kicked on. It's gonna turn it off.
Excuse me.
What is that for?
Excuse me. Hello.
LA for Dreams said, Rachel, I give you my word, no scale until the end.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Shauna said, I'm curious, is it the caffeine that has carbs or something else? It's the other stuff.
The other stuff.
Why are the fan on? And it says the ear is, we're going to turn that off. Okay.
No air.
No air. Leanne said, the vendors at Las Vegas Keto were so kind and generous. It was a great time to get out and meet people, including Chris Bear and friends.
I love the guys at Keto Chow. Like they're just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Bronson too.
Dr. Franken said, did you see Patty's 8-month status photo I posted for her on the 2KK family site?
OMG, what a hottie.
I actually haven't been on the site today.
I gotta check that out.
Because we were trying to catch up on stuff.
I love that
though. Good Ghoul said, upon losing dad, also first divorce, then came the eating disorder, and eventually long road to now.
Yeah, you're amazing.
Amanda said, I just made it with hot coffee and chocolate keto chow. It is a mind-blowing.
So tasty.
Aaron said, I have a tough time feeling hungry until my tummy hurts because I'm super hungry. I guess my appetite is suppressed from eating mostly meat.
It's very interesting to just like learn new things about your body.
I just know when we talked to Dr. Barry, he's like, eat as much as you want, as many times as you want. Rachel's like, challenge accepted.
But I was nervous going in. This was scary. Mm-hmm. This was very scary. So it's, and like we said, today, it takes a while. You got to give it time.
Yeah. Sabrina said, is it just me? Because hardly ever am I ever hungry or hangry, and I never feel overly full. That's the whole point. So we're not supposed to feel overly full.
Right.
We're supposed to feel satiated.
Like we can still do the rest of our day.
If we're overly full, we ate too much.
Right.
And that's the thing. You got to remember, it takes like 10 minutes for the hormones to tell you that you're full. So by the time you know you're full, it's too late.
And I do things to try to slow myself down, because speaking of my dad, a veteran, one of the things that he would do, I mean, he could eat his entire meal in 2 minutes, because like in, officers training and even, when he was just getting started, like you had to eat your food as quick as possible. And I eat just like he ate. Right. So I actually use chopsticks a lot to slow myself down, because I will just hork it down. And you're talking about like, if your brain doesn't even know that you've eaten anything until 20 minutes,
right?
I could cut a lot down before I realize that 20 minutes has taken place.
April said, my friend Ashley was just complaining a few weeks ago that every time she goes on keto, she gets pregnant. Her last 3 babies were keto babies.
Oh my goodness. One of them should have the middle name Keto.
Yeah.
Right?
Mary said, bite your tongue. Pregnant at 50, I'd run screaming from the room.
I know, me too. Oh my Lord. Imagine starting over.
Yeah, April said, definitely harder to lose weight than to gain weight. I gained 24 pounds in a month even without realizing
it. Goes just like that, gaining.
Synergy said, my holiday plan is keto, but with keto chow to keep me happy and not tempted to indulge at work, aka carb heaven over the holidays.
There
are so many keto chow desserts that you can make so that you can enjoy the holidays along with everybody else. Yeah. We have fudge recipes. We have our keto chow chocolate toffee cheesecake. There's lots of recipes. There's puddings and everything. So you could make a bunch of keto desserts using keto chow. Now you're getting your vitamins, your electrolytes. You don't feel like you're punishing yourself and not enjoying the holidays, but you're not going to derail yourself eating all the sugar.
They had the cookies and fudge cream bark that they just put out. Oh my goodness, that looked amazing.
Battlist said, I tried to go and do BBBE, but I ran into a problem with my Redmond's Relight. It has artificial sweetener. It doesn't, it's not artificial. It has stevia in it. That's not an artificial sweetener. That's a natural sweetener.
And don't discourage yourself over that.
Let's see. Carolyn said cutting out snacking helps so much. You can have them, but eat it with a meal.
I love it. That's definitely going to be something that we incorporate going forward. That just have it with a meal.
Yep. Shauna said, I agree. I was 231 yesterday. Woke up and the scale says 234 just for no reason other than to frustrate
It's
me.
so true. There is no way that you have gained 3 pounds overnight. It just didn't. It's just not a thing. And we've had that. I have peed, gotten back on the scale, and gained weight.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How might one accomplish
Scott said,
that?
I'm keto. I've started eating whole fat, plain Greek yogurt, 1 to 2 cups a day. I think I'm becoming addicted. If you haven't checked it out,
Yes.
Scott, go. I don't know. Your name is new to me. So we have a recipe on how to make your own Greek yogurt. You can make it
really
2 ways.
inexpensive.
I'm going to tell you, we have 2 recipes. One of them is just, you'll see keto yogurt, Instant Pot yogurt, and there's another one for low fat. Watch the low fat video. Don't watch the other one. But then what you're going to do is when you watch the low fat one, make it the same way, but instead of using the light milk, you're going to use the whole milk. And what'll end up, you'll have more fat in there. The reason I say to watch that one is because when we made the first one, we used
Nut milk bags. I knew it. Nut milk bags.
Nut milk bags. And then Chris taught us about using a yogurt strainer,
which is not nearly as fun to say.
And we also learned you don't have to leave it out, so you can make it very quick. All you need to do is get some Fairlife 50% less sugar milk, pour it into an Instant Pot, put 1 to 2 spoons of your Greek yogurt that you have, put it in there, Instant Pot, 8 to 10 hours, come back, pour it into a yogurt strainer, put it in your refrigerator overnight, and voila, you have yogurt at less than 1 carb per serving, and you know everything that's in there.
Nut milk bags.
Nut milk bags.
Thank you.
If you want to up the fat on it, add heavy cream, which is what you see in the first video. So let's see. Let's get caught up. Battle said Dr. Berry just did one about processed meats and how they aren't bad. Yep, we talk about that all the time. We eat hot dogs. We will eat lunch meat. I just don't have a problem with it. People worry about nitrates and nitrites. Don't worry about it. You got that stuff in your saliva. It's just like, I don't worry about sugar and bacon.
Do I?
If there's some sugar in the bacon you buy in the store, don't worry about it. You're going to cook it off anyway. Don't go buy like honey maple bacon. But if you pick up a pack of bacon and it says sugar in there, it says nitrate, don't worry about it. Just eat your bacon.
That was the most upsetting thing of the entire Brazilian steakhouse experience. And thank goodness for Chris from Keto Chow. I was like, I got a big pile of bacon as an appetizer because when we went to Texas Roadhouse, I got smart and I thought I'm going to go to the salad bar and get some bacon and I'm going to use that as an appetizer. And at Texas Roadhouse, it was just regular bacon.
Yep.
So I was about to put a bacon piece in my mouth and Chris is like, that's candied. And thank goodness he stopped me.
Yeah. Why are they candying bacon? Don't candy bacon.
Don't put sugar in your bacon.
Aaron said cholesterol is part of fertility because it's so important for building, transporting hormones.
Thanks, Aaron.
That's why BBBE is so helpful for people who want to have babies.
That's great.
Defenseless says, do your own yogurt, Scott. I took about 4 years off of making it and started making it recently. I'm addicted again right away. Yeah, Chris and Miriam, they make like 2 batches of it.
We really like it as sour cream and everything. I mean, it's super versatile. We mix it with Keto Chow.
Synergy said, at one point, my cholesterol was off the charts high. My doctor wanted me on meds, but my insurance company was thrilled and gave me a discount for amazing ratios and weight loss.
Wow.
The insurance company knows better than a doctor.
Isn't that interesting?
Mary said, my doctor refused to even test my cholesterol. He said that my body makes it. He said he doesn't care. I eat lots of fat, and that's because I exercise. I'm not heavy. He has no worries.
Mary, boy, I wish everybody was like your doctor. That's amazing.
Elaine said, good morning from Australia.
Hi, Elaine.
I had 0 CAC score, but I have a small, dense LDL. Rest of my results, good, extremely high LDL, over 400, but everything else is good. Doctor sending me to endocrine specialist.
That's good. It's always good to talk to doctors.
You can always check on things to make sure. But again, go check out cholesterolcode.com. Dave Feldman's got some amazing stuff over there.
A lot of data. He's a data collecting guy.
Gail said this week's health recommendation is to cut salt.
Hey, Gail.
Again, we're not doctor health professional, but I'm learning more and more. A lot of the research that I've done, and Dr. Barry's had a video, and Dr. Cyrus had a video about this, that low salt actually causes high blood pressure. So do with that information that you want.
There's a great book about salt. Was it The Salt Fix?
The Salt Fix. Vicky said, I've lost 105 pounds since January 2020. I went to a program at church and people were asking me what I did. Someone said, you're not doing that keto thing, are you? I just cut off and said, I just cut out all sugar and starches. Yeah, that's all you get. What are you doing?
Look how
I'm not eating sugar and bread.
You're not doing that keto, are you? Well,
it's got a bad name.
Clearly, I'm
eating the proper human diet.
Man, I'm glad I wasn't there, Vicky. I would have jumped over that pew.
Karen said, I've adjusted my veggies way down, increased the fat again, which has helped headaches, and I'm feeling better.
I'm so glad. I love you, Karen.
Brian said, growing up in the only real time we got on an orange was in the foot of our Christmas stocking.
You are so right. Mom was talking about that. They always got their favorite fruit. They got their favorite type of nuts and their favorite drink. And that was like and they got a Christmas outfit. And that was their Christmas.
Good Ghoul said, Rachel, are you going to go see Halloween Kills? If you enjoy the classic Michael movies, it's a must. Jamie Lee Curtis is good too.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis so much. In fact, I passed a lady in Vegas and I almost stopped her. And then I realized, okay, it's not her because she was like a total ringer for her. But yes, I want to see that. We were just watching, Netflix has like the movies that made us. They did a Halloween edition and they have some really interesting backstory behind Halloween and Friday the 13th. It's just really cool.
Yep. April said, can you make yogurt using Maple Hill Zero Sugar milk? No. Yogurt needs sugar.
Right.
So that's the best thing you're going to be able to do is the Fairlife 50% sugar. So the Fairlife, basically what they're doing is they're taking out the lactose.
Right.
So they're getting rid of all of the sugar in there. They're reducing the lactose, and that's why it works. If you can use regular milk and make the yogurt the same way, but you're going to have much higher carbs. And we actually have on the recipe how you calculate the carbs, and it comes out to be less than 1 per serving.
So Aaron says Dave Feldman has a method for tricking cholesterol tests. Super interesting. Yep. Shows that the test isn't really all that useful, but it is helpful if you're trying to go in
for insurance
purposes. So thanks for bringing that up, Aaron.
Jane said, I'm 52. I thought I was full menopause. Started keto again a week ago after being off since 2019. My cycle returned.
Isn't it wonderful though, Jane? Like I honestly, like how I feel about myself.
Oh, you're not wearing it.
Has been really nice.
So, I was going to say that Right Family said, when people tell us bacon is bad, I just keep my mouth shut. More for me. So we have new wristbands.
Oh yeah, I was wearing my butterfly one.
So it says 2 Crazy Ketos on it. And then on the other side, it says, what's your beef with bacon? We stole that from Dr. Barry.
We totally stole it. Rose said you're weird.
Of course I'm weird.
I mean...
Dirty Nasty said, can carnivore fix periodontal disease? Solid pieces of meat like pork chops get shoved between 2 of my molars and cause it to hurt really bad. I don't know enough about that. I have not researched that. I don't have good teeth. I have partial dentures on top and bottom and would prefer to have all dentures, but can't find a dentist who will help us. I think we're all caught up.
Awesome. Way to go.
We're all caught up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. Good job.
Hey,
we're gonna get off
with us
because we have a bunch of stuff that we need to do. We're gonna finish out yesterday's vlog.
We are on time again.
We're caught up. So days 31 and 32 went up today. So we are all caught up. So we're gonna get back. We have some Keto Crave videos to go up, and we're gonna get back to giving you guys everything that we did when we were Keto Palooza. And we're going to go from there.
We're going to be a month behind, but you can see the difference when you go look at our vlog and then look at what's going on in Keto Palooza.
Yeah.
And just see like stuff's happening.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We really appreciate everybody. We appreciate you guys for watching. People ask us how you can support us. We do have the channel membership down below. We have a Patreon account. You can use the links down below. But honestly, if you just watch our videos and share our videos, that helps get our message out.
Blessing.
Super important. When you hit that like button, when you leave a comment down below, that is activity. And then YouTube starts recommending us. The more we are recommended, the more subscribers we get. What that means is we get the message out to more people.
We can reach more people with our weirdness.
If you can't use a link or anything like that, that is completely fine. But please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and leave messages in the comments, because that's how we're going to impact more people. We're on a mission, and one by one, we're going to get people healthy. We're going to get them to be around for their kids. We're going to get them to be around for their grandkids. And we love all you guys, and we will see all of you guys next week at 8:30 Eastern time.